There is now a danger that has become a threat to us all. It is a deadly disease and there is no known cure.
1987, and the British public are alerted to a new disease, AIDS. You could call this a public information film. The British Library calls it propaganda, something designed to influence people's opinions and behaviour.
So don't die of ignorance.
Propaganda has a bad name. It's what repressive regimes have used for centuries to glorify their leaders, motivate their citizens and demonise their enemies. This exhibition shows there's more to it. All states use propaganda, deploying words, monuments and images to tell stories that everyone's invited to sign up to, and running campaigns to keep their people safe.
Look, it's Green Cross Man.
Looks like you two need a lesson in crossing the road. My little friend is going to show you how. First, find a safe place.
You can think of propaganda as really just a tool, something that's quite neutral and used by all states. I mean, one argument, in fact, is that in democracies you need propaganda more because you have to govern by consent, so you need to kind of bring public opinion with you.
Dr. Joseph Goebbels, the little runt in the undertaker's clothing, introduces Rommel to journalists at a press conference in Berlin.
Propaganda's at its least subtle at times of conflict, though this World War II British film was pretty clever in taking captured German propaganda footage and turning it back on its makers.
So they all flapped their hands and the desert big shot went in to see Adolf What's-His-Name. The Fuhrer and Rommel would have been oh so happy if they hadn't kept thinking of the man who was about to gum up the Nazi works, a man called Montgomery.
Among the wartime propaganda at the British Library, this woman's headscarf showing bomb sites with a London can take it message. Until recently, propaganda, whatever the medium, newspapers, posters, television, was all about them telling us what to think or how to behave. But in an era of social media like Twitter and Facebook, which is all about us telling each other what we think, is conventional propaganda still possible? Well, apparently it is. One analyst says governments and politicians use the informality of social media to deliver a carefully planned message.
This is about politicians going on Twitter and having chatty conversations with voters. This is about creating the semblance of informality, of personal exchange with voters. And I think that's an illusion.
First you duck, and then you cover.
Perhaps one day modern efforts at propaganda will look as absurd as this 1950s film telling American children what to do in a nuclear attack.
When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered.
Nick Hyam, BBC News.
And covered.